Last night, Jon Stewart gave his take on why Republicans can't find a presidential candidate to fall in love with.
Have you ever considered the possibility that maybe your candidates aren't the problem? Maybe it's you. You seem hard to please. I mean, you're pro-life, yet
your state has executed 234 death row inmates, more than any other governor in modern times. Have you...
What was that? You're afraid of death panels, yet for uninsured coma patients...
Are you saying that society should just let him die?
No. That's the crowd. Yeah! You guys support the troops. Well, except for Captain Creatine over here. It's like the Republican base is at war with its own talking points. I want someone who's going to cut taxes and balance the budget. Someone who's a skilled orator and doesn't talk all fancy. The child of poor immigrants who will build a fence to keep them out of this country. Someone who's strong enough for a man but pH balanced for a woman. And now you want Christie. Sure you do.
The folks who criticize my appointment to Al Muhammad are ignorant. Absolutely ignorant of that, and they're criticizing him because he's a Muslim American. This Sharia law business is crap. It's just crazy. And I'm tired of dealing with the crazies.
He's talking about you.
Joining me now, editorial director for AOL, Huffington Post, and MSNBC analyst Howard Fineman. Howard, thanks for joining me tonight.
Hey, Lawrence.
Howard, you at the Huffington Post have done this fascinating poll of what you call the 160 Republican power outsiders. You've gotten their attitudes about these potential nominees. Tell us about that.
Well, in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, the big first three primary caucus states, we are having our Patch.com local editors and reporters go out and talk to dozens and dozens and dozens of local influential Republicans in those states, elected officials, party leaders, business people, and so on. So we have close to 200 of them we talk to every week. And to try to get a real ground level feel, nobody else is trying to do something this extensive because we've got 26 of these local patch sites in these three states. And this week we asked them about Rick Perry and Mitt Romney. And what we found was Rick Perry plummeting like a stone among the grassroots people, the sort of local influentials in those three states. They ended up having a much less favorable view of Rick Perry than they did. Look at this, and we just did the poll from last Friday to today. 57% of our local influentials, the people we call the power outsiders in those three states, said they had a less favorable view of Rick Perry after that debate. Now, this isn't the pundits talking. This isn't the the national press talking. These are local Main Street influential Republicans in these three states. That's terrible news for Rick Perry. They had a more favorable view of Mitt Romney, but again, it's just compared with Rick Perry. What these numbers show to me, Lawrence, is that the Republicans are still out there yearning for somebody who's really going to satisfy them on all fronts. Mitt Romney now does well by comparison to Rick Perry, but only because Rick Perry screwed up so royally over the last couple of weeks.
And you asked them the electability question, Howard. 63% saying Romney has the best chance to defeat Obama. 24% saying Perry has the best chance to defeat the president.
Right.
That could turn out to be the decisive issue as this campaign ripens.
Right. Now, again, keep in mind, that's just given the choice between Perry and Romney.
Mm-hmm.
So what Romney has done, as sort of unpopular as he is natively, if you will, is he keeps beating people back who try to challenge him on that front. It looks to me like for the time being, according to these grassroots leaders in the Republican Party we talked to, Romney's successfully done that with Rick Perry. But as Steve was talking about, Chris Christie's a heck of a salesman. If he gets in the race, that's going to be an entirely different equation for Mitt Romney. Now, my reporting tells me that people around Chris Christie, people close to him, who are his political and personal advisors, are out around the New York area and indeed around the country asking people if Chris Christie were to decide to run, would you be with him? And these are both professional people and financial people. I talked to somebody who worked in Chris Christie's gubernatorial campaign. That person tells me that while nobody thinks that Chris Christie's made up his mind, some of Christie's closest people are asking around on the manner of, well, you know, if the governor were to decide to do this, might you possibly be available to help?
Howard, quickly before you go, I need you to place your bet. Will he or won't he? Will Christie run?
No, I think in the end he won't, and for the reason Steve Kornacki said. I think he's a master of timing, and I think he realizes that this probably isn't quite his time.
Howard Fineman of the Huffington Post and MSNBC. Thanks for joining me tonight, Howard.
Thanks, Lawrence.